Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Sarah Pinder. I'm the Resource Services Manager here at MNA, and appreciate you being on the call. Also, welcome to all of our new members. We're very appreciative of your membership with us and glad to have you on the call today so that you can learn more about your MNA benefits. Also, learn about how to connect with MNA and kind of get a connection point within our organization. And we'll spend most of our time today on our MNA website, which will give you a really good sense of where to go and access your benefits. So we do have a full 30 minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started right away. We may have some people joining us in a few minutes. We also are recording this webinar, so we can send it out to all the participants in case you are interested in sharing it with other people within your organization, or if there were people that weren't able to join us today, they would have access to it. So again, welcome to MNA. Michigan Nonprofit Association was incorporated in 1990. We currently serve more than 800 member organizations throughout the state. You can see that we do that in a few different ways, through capacity building, civic engagement, and public policy. All things you will certainly learn more about during our webinar today. As you can see, this is a good way to introduce you to our team here at MNA. The stakeholder engagement team is made up of myself. You can see my picture over there on the right. Also, Terry Streetman is our Membership and Public Affairs Coordinator. He's actually on the call with us today, helping with any questions or technology issues that you might have during the webinar. Feel free to use the question box or the chat function if you have questions about any information that I'm providing. So Terry is here. You won't hear from him, but he's there behind the scenes. And Bill Gesselman, the Director of Stakeholder Engagement, also a great contact for you to know. All our contact information is listed there. Don't worry about writing it down. I'll show you where to find it on the website in case you ever need to reach out and connect with one of us. So one of the areas that MNA serves our nonprofit members in is public policy and advocacy. Happy Michigan primary voting day. We'd encourage you, if you haven't voted yet today, to get out to the polls before they close tonight. We do a lot of work around public policy and advocacy. You can see some of the major issues that MNA is active in. Tax policy, budget and spending, public and private collaborations. And I will show you how to find it on the website, but there's a link to our 2015 legislative agenda, which was a 2015-16 legislative agenda. So you can see more about our priorities there. Also, Joan was unable to join us on the call today. She's traveling for work. But she's our Senior Director of Public Affairs and Communication, and she loves to talk with people about public policy and advocacy. So if you do have a concern in your community or something that you just want to talk through, Joan would be a great contact for you. And again, I'll show you how to connect with her via the website. But definitely a high priority for us is public policy and advocacy work on behalf of the nonprofit sector. So now we're going to go ahead and jump right into our rest of our program, which I'm going to take down the PowerPoint and put up our MNA website in order to show you how to access your member benefits. So hopefully you've been to the website at least once or twice in the process of becoming a member. And you know that there's a lot of information available here. I'm going to go through and point out some important things. I'm actually going to start over here on the right side and work our way back, because where we'll spend the majority of our time is this membership tab, but I want to show you a few other things first. So I would encourage you to, whenever you come to the MNA website as a member, go ahead and log in with your member account, as you can see that I'm doing now. You can do that always from the top right part of the MNA homepage, or any page that you're on. If you have trouble, if you don't have your member login information, you can get it right here. Forgot your username or forgot your password, and go through those processes. If something's still not working, reach out to Terry. He's the expert in helping people retrieve that information. And then once you're in, you'll see the member dashboard and different information about your account, as well as if you scroll down, the member benefits. As a side note, your organization's membership does cover everyone in your organization. So if you're not the person who set up the account, you may want to chat with them and see about getting a username and password. They can do that for you online, or they can reach out and we can help them set that up. But when you log in, we encourage you to do that, because then you'll have access to everything that's available for members and non-members, and you won't get a password login screen while you're on the site if you've already logged in. So as I said, I'm going to start over here on the right side under the tab Who We Are. This right under there is our staff page. What I had mentioned to you, a great way to find title, people in our people's names, titles, emails, phone numbers, etc. So I'd encourage you, if you are going to reach out to MNA, that you come to the staff page and find someone to reach out to directly. If they're not the right person, they will get you to the right person within our organization that can help with your questions. But that's often a much better way to do it than perhaps calling our main phone number. Also, I'm going to scroll down to the next tab called Get Connected. This is a really important page. It's where you can connect with MNA in various ways. So we are on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I'd encourage you to follow us on all that social media outlet, or whichever one you use most. You can also see, as I scroll down to the bottom of the page, that you can sign up for e-newsletters. Our My Nonprofit News is our most general e-newsletter and comes out every other Friday morning. Great way to stay up to date with different events and happenings, as well as sector trends and other news from MNA. These newsletters are available to anybody, so you do not have to be a member to get the newsletters. But we'd encourage you to sign up absolutely if you are a member, and that's how you find out with everything that's going on. Again, public policy action alerts. So this email is sent out only when we have action in the realm of public policy and advocacy, when we're asking you to do something, whether it's calling a representative or a senator or sending a letter. So that it's not on a normal schedule, but it comes out periodically. Again, another great way to stay in touch with our public policy and advocacy work and when there's action needed. We will talk about it later today, but here's a link to click on to sign up for the Michigan Nonprofit Job Center email, and then also you'll find out a little bit more about Michigan Campus Compact, who also has a newsletter. So I'm going to scroll over again. Highway T, the next tab to the left. Highway T is the technology arm of Michigan Nonprofit Association. They do managed care for clients, and what that means is they help manage your networks, your servers, your devices, anything like that within your organization. So if you end up being a accidental techie in your office, maybe you're not so crazy about that role, contact Highway T and see what they can do for you. The guys that work for Highway T are awesome. They do a good job with customer service, and it could definitely be a benefit for your organization. So continuing to scroll over, one of the ways we say that MNA serves the nonprofit sector is through civic engagement. We have a few different programs that allow us to do this and really allow us to connect people with service opportunities throughout the course of their life. So the League Michigan works with K-12 students and helps educate students and educators, teachers, administrators on incorporating service learning into their classrooms and existing curriculum. So that's a really neat opportunity, and it gets kids involved from a very young age. Michigan Campus Compact is a network of about 35 universities and colleges throughout the state who also focus on incorporating service learning and volunteerism into their college campus experience. So serves students at the college level. We also have a national service program, and we have a couple different ones actually. We have an AmeriCorps program with about 35 different AmeriCorps vistas that are placed throughout the state of Michigan at various school systems and nonprofit organizations that help with capacity building at those organizations. And part of that is mentoring to Access Corps, which also helps connect youth with post-secondary education. So more AmeriCorps volunteers working on making sure youth have access to post-secondary education. And then finally, we work with Volunteer Centers of Michigan, which connects the volunteer centers throughout the state to help them grow and build on their work and work together. So as you can see through all those different service programs, we can really help shepherd a volunteer throughout their life and all different stages. So if you're interested in learning more about civic engagement, certainly reach out. There's a lot to know about all those different programs, and we certainly won't go through it all today. So the next tab over is research and publications. This is where you can find some really neat information from MNA. The first one listed here is a publication that we produced called the Michigan Nonprofit Management Manual. This is one of my favorite resources to talk about because I truly believe that it is useful for any leader or nonprofit employee. If people call me with a question, or when they do, it's the first thing I pull off my shelf, and it's a great reference book. It's about 600 pages long, so it's certainly not anything you read from start to finish. However, it has a really great table of contents and index, and you can find answers to just about any question you can think of in regards to nonprofit management. That is available for purchase, and you can purchase it right from here on the website. The member price is $75 and non-members pay $95. So I'd encourage you to check that out if you're just starting out in your role as a nonprofit leader, or maybe you've been doing it for a while but still have some questions. That's okay too. So the next publication down that MNA produces is called our 2014 Michigan Nonprofit Compensation and Benefits Report. This is actually a really unique publication as well. What it is we did a survey of nonprofits throughout Michigan. We got about 370 organizations to respond, and then we compiled the data by type of position, region that the organization might be in, and type of organization. So what that gives you is a study or a report that lists 76 different positions commonly found in nonprofits, and gives you information on salaries and benefits. So for instance, if you are on a board and you're hiring for an executive director of an arts organization in the Detroit region, you can find that very specific information and see what other types of nonprofit arts organizations are, what kind of salary and benefits are they offering their CEO or executive director. So if you're looking to hire anytime soon, it's definitely very relevant for that to create competitive compensation packages and therefore help organizations find the most qualified candidates. So check that out. Again, it's available $50 for members. Non-members receive it for $130. So the next publication down on that page is a new one that we just released. It's called An Introduction to Working in Michigan's Nonprofit Sector. It really is that, an introduction. It's really great for people that are considering a career, whether it be their first job or career, or maybe they're considering switching sectors. We do sell it for $10, and it gives you some great data on employment opportunities, some of the wage information from the compensation and benefits report is included in there, and some other personal stories from people that have made careers in the nonprofit sector. So check that out, or think of someone who may be interested in receiving that. And as you can see, when we scroll down further on this page, we also have some free publications. Feel free to check these out, a few different reports. This is also where you can link to an archive of our MNA Links magazine. This is a benefit that goes to members once a quarter. It is an actual magazine. It's a professional publication that we put together. And if you want, you can certainly click this link and get older editions of that and check out the information. Another thing I'll point out is the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide. This is a site that we've been working on in partnership with some other organizations throughout the state of Michigan, and it gives some really practical tips and some sample documents that are relevant to nonprofit management. I'm going to open it in another tab here and show you real quick what it looks like. So there's Nonprofit Good Practice Guide, and under this Principles and Practices, all different sections or topics, and you can certainly click on one of those. What you'll see, I'm clicking on governance. For instance, this post, am I micromanaging my executive director? Good question for a lot of boards, and that was posted by our friends at Nonprofit Network. So take a little bit of time, look at the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide. You may find some very interesting information there. And as I continue scrolling down the page, there's more free publications. Principles and Practices is a great thing. It's a few different parts. There's a guide and a checklist, and it will help make sure your organization has everything they need, or maybe point out some areas of documentation or policies that you may still need to create or find within your organization. The Nonprofit Advocacy, a Michigan primer. This is also available as a free download. If you're interested in advocacy, this is a great place to start. It's kind of the 101 guide for it. So certainly feel free to download that and share it amongst your organization. And then if you happen to be on the call and haven't joined as a member or haven't started your organization, there is a guide here for starting a tax-exempt nonprofit in Michigan. So I'm going to continue going here toward the left. Oh, well, before I do that, I should mention there's two other tabs under research and publications. One is the economic benefits of Michigan's nonprofit sector. This is another study that we do. Gives us some great information. For instance, that there's more than 42,000 nonprofits in the state, and the nonprofit sector employs almost 11% of Michigan's workforce. There's also a really neat function that you can do with this, and you can pare it down to your county and find some really specific economic benefits data. So if you're ever interested in that, I'll show you where you can find some more information on that. We could do an entire other webinar on how to use that, but it's a very cool little tool. And then we also recently released the Michigan Civic Health Index. So check out all those publications, definitely when you have a few minutes to do some reading. So under public policy and advocacy, these are where some of the links are we mentioned in our beginning PowerPoint. If you click on Michigan Nonprofit Caucus, you will see our caucus listed here and pictures. Our caucus is bipartisan and bicameral, meaning that we have Republicans and Democrats both from the House and from the Senate. If you scroll down there, that's where you find the 2015-16 legislative agenda and the various priorities for this legislative year. Lots of other things to check out. If you're in the Detroit area, you may want to take a look at the Southeast Michigan Public Policy Council and learn a little bit more about them. But lots of information in the Public Policy and Advocacy tab. So, moving on to the main part of our webinar here, Under the Membership tab, there's quite a few different resources. I'm going to first go down to nonprofit resources. So if you're coming here to access your member benefits, this is where you want to come. First, go to the site, log in, and then go Membership, Nonprofit Resources. So when we click on that, you'll see the chart of resources or member benefits that are available to you. There's always one at the top called the Featured Benefit. You can see right now it's Verified Volunteers. This is a really awesome service that MNA provides you a discount for. You'd receive 20% off of Verified Volunteers background check services. The unique thing about it is they are able to share background checks. So if there's multiple organizations within a community that use verified or accept Verified Volunteers background checks, a volunteer, for instance, who might be volunteering with Girl Scouts and with the Art Museum can share their background check. So it provides some cost savings to the nonprofit, and there's a lot of other really neat benefits to Verified Volunteers. So you can contact them via this website or this email, Troy Gerber, and I will show you where to find, we did have a full webinar on that gives all the details, and I'll show you where to find the recording of that. So under fundraising and finance support, one of our biggest benefits is Grantstation. I'm going to go ahead and click free access to Grantstation. What you'll see is another page comes up, and we have to click one more time. If you hadn't put in your username and password, it would prompt you to do this. The other thing I'll caution you about is Grantstation is available to the public, and you could get to it through Google or another search engine. However, to get to it for free, you must come through the MNA membership website where the nonprofit resources are. So you can see now we're on Grantstation. I always start over here on the left and search for U.S. grants. Grantstation is a database of grant opportunities, and I will usually choose the advanced search function because that gives you the most search capabilities. So for instance, you can select funders with a geographic scope. I am going to choose Michigan. And then you can select your area of interest. I'm going to choose arts and culture. I am going to scroll down. You can see there's lots of areas of interest you could choose, and choose the type of support. So I'm going to choose general support. And then I'm going to click Find Funders. So you can see with these search criteria, Michigan Arts and Culture Support, I've come back with 67 records. So now what you can do is you can click on one of these records and find out lots of great information about that funder in particular. So contact information, their geographic focus, their total annual giving, application requirements, areas of interest, etc., etc. Lots of wonderful information from Grantstation. This is absolutely a member benefit you should be using if you're not already. On the left, I'll also point out that under their Write and Learn categories, they have a lot of great resources that are available. So if you've never written a grant before, or if you just need a refresher, click under Write. You'll see they've broken down all the different parts of a grant, and they give you very specific suggestions and ideas to make your proposal the most competitive. Also, up here at the top, they do have a link for a tour. If you have never used this before, you might want to watch it. It's about a 7-minute web video. They also give you some really great search tips. So, for instance, I came up with 67 results. If you don't want to spend time going through all 67 of those, maybe take the tour and find out some ways to narrow your search down a little bit. But that is Grantstation, and a really great benefit for all MNA members. So I'm going back to the Membership Nonprofit Resources page, and I will continue to go through here. Michigan Foundation Directory, that is a paper or a PDF version that gives you all the different foundations in Michigan. So if you're looking for that type of information, certainly You can purchase that. It is available for $75 for members and $90 for non-members. It is put together by our partners at Council of Michigan Foundation. Down here in the lower left box is the Finance Unlocked for Nonprofit or FUN series. This is put together by another state association out in the state of Washington. And it is an introductory, about 6-video long course onto nonprofit finances. It could really be useful for onboarding new staff or new board members if you just want them to know the basics. And it's actually pretty entertaining because a CPA and an improv actor are presenting the information. We also have credit card processing discounts from Card Connect, so check them out if you're interested in more of that. You get a good deal on PCI compliance fees that are required. So under free and discounted education, we do have free or discounted events for members. If I click on this, it is going to take me to the events calendar. As you can see, the ones with the little yellow guy here are ones that offer a nonprofit or an MNA member rate, so less money than to non-members. You can scroll through there. There's a few different categories, but make sure to check that out and keep up with our upcoming events. You can always access the events calendar from multiple pages on the website, so check that out when you see it. As I mentioned, we've done some webinars, for instance, on verified volunteers, as well as how to use Grantstation, so you can check them out in the webinar archive, and that comes up with a full list of webinars that you're able to watch and view when it's convenient with your schedule. We also offer a partnership with Nonprofit Risk Management Center. I do want to open this one real quick and show you. This is, again, like Grantstation. You must access it from the nonprofit membership page in order to receive the benefits at no cost. It does sometimes take a few seconds to log in, so be patient with it. And hopefully you can see now we're on Nonprofit Risk Management Center. There's lots of information here, including recorded webinars and great information to read. But I want to point out one thing really quick. Over here on the left, they have My Risk Management Policies. This is an opportunity for you to get a custom risk management policy for your organization for only $29 opposed to $179. So really great member benefit. And you can see what types of policies they have by clicking here. Everything from background checks to a board survey to a bonus policy, lots of different choices for you. So I always encourage people to think about that $30 probably isn't much when you think about how much staff or volunteer time it takes to create a policy from scratch. So if you're in the new market for risk management policies, check that out. Again, going back to the membership and nonprofit resources page, we also have discounts from MindEdge. They offer online learning courses, everything from nonprofit management to budgeting to fundraising topics. These you receive a 10% discount on. If you buy one before March 20th, though, we have a special and you would get 20% discount off that. So check those out. Easy to take courses from your desk. And they also offer CEUs and CRFEs if you need continuing education credits. We do have a document library that you are able to access, everything from a volunteer management system to some documents and communication, etc. Check out the document library if you're looking for something specific. We do have discounts on higher education with all campus, as well as a new discount with University of Michigan Dearborn. So check those out if you're looking to continue into higher education and get some more learning and for your career. That's also a really great way to extend the MNA benefits to other members of your organization, to other staff, is to encourage them to check out the higher education learning discounts. These items here in the middle, most of the things we've talked about, MNA links, as well as the Nonprofit Management Manual. And this is another great download that's available for free from our friends at Independent Sector. It's called Principles for Good Governance and Ethical Practice. So under Managing HR, we've talked about quite a few of these benefits, and I do see that it's 3:30. I apologize for talking a little bit longer today. I am confident that we can get this wrapped up in about the next 5 minutes, so hopefully you're able to stick with us. If not, you will receive the recording, so check that out when it comes in your email. Under Managing HR, the Job Center is a really great service that MNA provides. It is really twofold. It's great for employers and for people searching for a job. When you submit a job to the Job Center, it gets up on our Job Center webpage, as well as goes out in a weekly email to job seekers. The webpage gets about 18,000 hits a month, and the email is currently going to more than 6,000 people. So really great way to get the word out about your position. Our members and non-members that use it usually have very good results with it. So definitely check that out if you're looking to hire, or if you are in fact looking for a new position. Jump on the email list or the web page and check out what's available out there. Members receive a 30-day posting with their logo for only $75, and non-members, that same deal goes for $139. So another awesome opportunity to find and recruit the best talent in Michigan. The unique thing about it is it's all Michigan position and it's all nonprofit positions. So whether you're posting a job or looking for a job, you can find a very targeted approach via that. I've already talked about the compensation and benefits report. Constellation HR is a new service that we have partnered with. It is a performance and compensation management system. So it allows managers and employees throughout your organization to track their progress, track organizational goals, really throughout the course of a year. So you're not just getting to a final review time and tracking, where you are at that time, but you're doing it consistently throughout the year. If that's a service you're interested in, we've had some great webinars on it, which you can access from this page, so you can learn a little bit more. MNA members receive a 10% discount on this service and a 20% discount on setup fees. So check out Constellation HR. Again, we've already talked about verified volunteers, Nonprofit Risk Management Center, and if you need director and officer liability insurance, you can check out and get a quote there. Technology, we did talk a little bit about Highway T. Another benefit of your MNA membership is the Nonprofit Technology Network, or N10. You can see on this page that they offer a few different discounts for members. You automatically get a year's worth of membership with N10. Get you money off their conference, their webinars, off technology-related job postings, etc. So again, great for the accidental techie if that happens to be you in your office. So the final three member benefits listed down here, the Consultant and Resource Directory, it's also called the Business Marketplace from our menu. And you can find people to help you in more specific ways. So if you need a new accountant or, for instance, need legal support, you can search by those categories as well as region. And when you pull up organizations, you can get more information on them. You can see who some of their clients have been and maybe reach out to those clients for specific referrals or firsthand experience with them. We also have an M&A member directory. As a member, your organization will be listed under there, so you may want to check that out to make sure the information that is showing is what you think it should be. And also, we do offer a service that's free for nonprofits, and that is Rfp Distribution. So if you are looking for a new auditor or accountant or something similar to that, fill out this short online application. It'll go to my coworker Terry Streetman, and he will review it and then send it out to consultants in your area that fit the type of RFP that you're looking for. Basically, it's making what can be a multiple-step process for you really easy and streamlined by just going to the business and consultant members that MNA has. So check that out if you're interested. It really should make it a much simpler process for you. So that's pretty much an overview of all the MNA member benefits. I did want to point out on the bottom of this menu is something called Management Support Organizations. This is another network that we support throughout the state, and they're organizations that are similar to MNA and provide more one-on-one consulting to nonprofits. So if you are looking for someone maybe to help with your strategic plan or a board training, check out the Management Support Organizations network. And there are 10 or so throughout the state, so you'll probably find one that is somewhere in your region or near where you are. I know that's been a really quick overview of all of the member benefits. I hope you've learned something new. I hope you at least remember that you can come on the website and find all this information here if you do a little bit of clicking and searching around. Please don't hesitate to reach out to the staff here at MNA. We're happy to help you. We want you to use your benefits and connect with us in multiple ways. So thank you so much again. Thanks for bearing with me as I went a little bit over the time today. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to meet you in person or via the phone someday. Thank you, and have a great day.